Hi everyone, my name is Latifa Safoui. I'm an assistant professor of English in the Faculty of Science at Ibn Saud University in Morocco. I'm deeply grateful to the conference organizers for this opportunity to share with you my research, titled Preserving Colonial Narratives, Missionary Literature on Morocco in the Digital Age. My research inscribes within the broader spectrum of digital humanities, a field that examines dynamic and relentless integration of AI in the humanities. As an overview of the study, this study explores the dual-edged role of digital repositories in preserving missionary literature on Morocco from the late 19th and early 20th centuries. While digitization democratizes access and fosters interdisciplinary research on power, religion, and culture, it raises ethical concerns about perpetuating colonial ideologies. For the research problem, it can be summed up in the following inquiry. Does the digitization of the missionary colonial narratives about Morocco offer opportunities for a critical reinterpretation or at least a faithful presentation of the original texts, or does it risk perpetuating colonial biases? The present research is informed by critical digital humanities, which advocates an ethical and socially responsible use of AI in the field of humanities. Critical posthumanism and values in design are key related concepts. As for the methodology followed in this research, I have analyzed three major digital libraries, namely HathiTrust, Internet Archive, and missiology.org.uk. I selected two missionary texts to evaluate their colonial themes and narratives. Finally, I tried to examine the metadata systems to assess the variables related to accessibility and degree of critical engagement. The case studies I worked on are Missionary Romance in Morocco by James Haldane and Morocco After 25 Years by Dr. Kerr. The results of this study highlight a significant gap between access and ethics in the digitization of missionary narratives about Morocco, emphasizing the importance of striking a balance between the two. So, granting that access is the primary asset of digitization in the humanities, our discussion will focus on the challenges associated with this process. The analysis in this study reveals a total absence of critical introduction, historical contextualization, space for review or comments or disclaimers to acknowledge colonial prejudices. And this will have the effect of perpetuating Haldane's and Dr. Kerr's ideological framing in an uncritical way. The second point is that the books are categorized as missionary literature, which obscures their value as historical, colonial, and travel narratives. This points towards a form of manipulation, especially when the description of the books contain hyperlinks directing the reader to a missionary website and issuing calls for donations to support missionary work. So as a consequence, the books under study get transformed from historical documents, valuable ones, attesting to a specific period in Moroccan history dating back to the 19th century, to a source for raising funds and a tool for evangelization in the 21st century. As possible recommendations to address the access and ethics duality, the following ideas may prove helpful. Number one, enhancing metadata with contextual annotations, like providing detailed and critical annotations to offer historical and cultural context. Number two, ensuring transparency, that is clearly communicating the ethical principles, challenges, and methodologies involved in digitizing missionary archives, and providing a statement of intent to inform users about how ethical concerns were addressed during the digitization process. The third point is fostering interdisciplinary collaboration. And this alludes to collaboration with historians, anthropologists, ethicists, and technologists to develop well-rounded digitization and curation strategies to encourage interdisciplinary discussions about the archive's impact and future. The last tip would be utilizing decolonial frameworks. And this is adopting decolonial methodologies in both digitization and presentation to challenge Eurocentric narratives in missionary archives. I believe when implemented, these recommendations can significantly impact digitization in the humanities by limiting the wide circulation of Eurocentric and biased material in missionary texts about Morocco. They can also help prevent unethical and dishonest practices like the instrumentalization of these texts for private interests. This brings us to the end of this presentation. I thank you very much for your attention.